Thank you all for finding time to be here for what I think we all anticipate will be an interesting and worthwhile discussion on a very interesting area.
I thought today's roundtable discussion was really valuable. I thought it sort of demonstrated the power of communication.
There are different classifications of smartness, if you like, but I think the key thing that differentiates them, in my view, is the two-way communications and the more flexibility in the meters that you have and distributed out households. Roundtables like this can act as a very positive influence on the people who are responsible for programmes, so Ofgem and Ofwat, so it's very useful to get them round the table and hear what industry has to say and to hear what key stakeholders have to say.
I'm glad to say that the industry is actually wrestling with this one to get people on the same page.
Definitely we need to be involved in the loop, because at some point in the future I do believe that all three utilities will be aligned and will be working on the same communication infrastructure, whatever that might be, whenever it's in place.
And although we might not be all rolling out meters at exactly the same time, the key point is that the infrastructure is put in place to enable the industries to get to a common place and common understanding that customers are going to be familiar with for the future.
I thought it was quite interesting to hear Ofwat talk about their smart metering group that they're running and the opportunity for them to lead the work within the water sector.
If you've got smart meters with two-way communication, you could have, in the in-home display, you could have information that would enable customers to choose between different suppliers and then make that choice.
The key point that came out for me today was all about the customer and the customer engagement. Whether you're talking gas, electricity or water, customer engagement is absolutely critical and key. And without that, without the communication, without the right communication strategies, any rollout of any metering programme, gas, water or electricity, is going to be incredibly difficult.
The key thing that comes out of the CC Water research is that whilst customers are happy to do the necessary, they also want to see water companies do their bit almost first.
The constraint at the moment is the uncertainty. So until such time as we've got more certainty around the market model and the programme from the regulator, it's going to be difficult for the energy industry to take it forward.
The sooner the regulator decides this is what we're going to do, this is the way that we're going to do it, the better. The longer it's delayed, the longer the rollout's delayed, obviously the bigger the challenge is going to be.
I do have a concern about whether the water companies could actually get technology that will link into this system.
But everybody's ready, everyone is mobilised and looking forward to hitting the 2020 deadline.
I think I was pleased to see that all the people in the round table supported the idea of smart metering. I mean, you might say that because they were here because they have an interest, but there were no dissenters. Everybody here was interested in the view of smart metering.
I think the Smart Meter Initiative allows us now to start getting metering in, collecting the data at the type of resolution that we can provide useful information back to customers, and I think that's a real good step forward.
Well, thank you very much indeed for all your contributions. I hope you found the discussion interesting.
I think there's a lot of time people operate in silos and they think that their bit is the only bit that's important, and on something of this scale I think you need a whole end-to-end understanding, and the only way you can do that is by getting the key players involved and getting them to events like this.
I think today was actually quite valuable in terms of enabling people to talk to each other, to express their views and to actually sort of start the ball rolling in terms of answering some of those challenges that smart metering faces.